It goes back to my days when I was working steel construction. I had fractured my kneecap. I had fractured my patella on my right leg. And being a typical guy, I ignored it. I could still walk, I could still work, I'm fine, I'm fine. Over time, I developed a lot of swelling on the knee. And I went to go see an orthopedist and, you know, took very good measures, like mobilized the knee, made sure that the fracture was healing. And it was mostly healed at that point because I ignored it for a significant period of time. So that was no longer an issue. The problem was I kept having this swelling on the knee. So I had it, I had it aspirated a couple times, which means just draining the knee basically of the fluid.
Yeah.
But every time it would come back. Again, with my experience in martial arts, you make friends in a lot of different areas. And I had a friend who was an acupuncturist, and he kept bugging me to come down and see him, you know. And finally, after, you know, I didn't feel like anything was working, I just didn't want to wait the months it would take for it to resolve on its own. I went to see him, and after several treatments, not many treatments, with acupuncture using something else called moxibustion and the Twina that you just talked about, the swelling went away, never came back. And I'm a very results-oriented person, and when I saw that, I was hooked at that point.
Now, you were in the construction industry, and that's how you got injured, right?
Right.
So, Dodie, I think you were going to ask him a question
How
about
did you
that.
go from the construction industry to wanting to become an acupuncturist?
Well, again, this goes back to
Was it this injury?
this was the turning point for me.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. One, I had this long experience with martial arts, and in the Chinese and Indonesian martial arts, health practices are a large part of it. If you're not healthy, you can't train, right? And the first part of self-defense is being able to get out of bed in the morning.
I would, yeah.
So I had been exposed to a lot of the different, because a lot of the philosophical concepts between Chinese medicine and what they call the internal martial arts are very similar, come from the same sort of ideas. So I'd been exposed to it in the past, and it had always been in the back of my mind. As I gotten older, I realized that, you know, working steel it's a young man's game, you know. And unfortunately, I'm not getting any younger. If I figure that out, I'll let you both know.
Please.
And,
Yes,
and
please do.
Doesn't
we can pat
acupuncture
it
help
back.
this?
We'll talk about that too.
Okay. Okay.
So it had always been in the back of my mind, and I had wanted to kind of finish my schooling and when I figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. And we gotten to the point where the economy had kind of hit the skids, and construction had, again, fallen off always. When the money dries up, the work dries up. So I was looking for a different direction in my life and going after this experience with my knee and kind of seeing where my heart was. You know, you want to do something with your life that you care about, that you look forward to doing every day. Not that I didn't enjoy the construction, I did. But I realized, like, my time was limited when I could be healthy and happy doing it. So I made the leap into doing this, and it's, again, not an easy decision. I mean, acupuncture school is typically, beyond a bachelor's, is 3 years. And I knew it would be taking a lot of time away from, married with 3 children, the highlight of my life, and I would be taking a lot of time away from them in order to pursue this. So it wasn't a slow decision. So was it to happen quickly, to happen slow? The answer to that question is yes.
All of the above.
A lot of time thinking about it, but when I made the decision, I went to go look at the New York College of Traditional Chinese Medicine and felt at home. And so with my family's blessing, I made the leap, and that's what got me to here today.
May I ask if you used the word soul before we went on air?
Right.
And I think that that's another aspect of this career decision for you, that it maybe, did it touch your soul? Was there something deeper than just a career change going on here?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I come from a family that has a lot of healthcare practitioners in it. My father's a doctor, my sister's a doctor, my grandmother was a nurse. I have an uncle who's a doctor, and an aunt who's a nurse as well.
Wow.
So it's something that I grew up around. And there's something so satisfying by being able to improve someone else's life, outside of just the people around you. You know, everyone wants the best for their family and their friends, but able to help someone find something in their lives, to improve what's going on with them, to kind of unshackle whatever issue they have is holding them back from enjoying or you know, really partaking of all aspects of their life.
So you come from a medical family. Did you at any time consider going into the Western medical field, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, I made this decision. I was I think 39 at the time. So realistically, I didn't have the time to become an MD, right?
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I spent a majority of my adult life involved in the kind of Chinese and Indonesian martial arts that, again, have the same sort of philosophical roots that Chinese medicine does. And it seemed a natural progression to me.